The Daimyo, Book 3 of the Child of Shadow Saga, by Michael Hillsgrove. Daimyo, third book of the Child of Shadow series. Daimyo is a reflection of the culture of that time in the early Sengoku period, also known as the period of warring states, and is not a history book. First published in 2024. Text copyright by Michael Hillsgrove, Yorisada Publishing. All rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced or transmitted in any form or any means, electronic or mechanical, including recording, photocopying, on any information storage, retention, or retrieval system without the expressed written consent of the author, who retains the copyright, or authorized publisher. Proudly printed in the United States of America. Chapter 1. An Unexpected Surprise. Morning broke through shaded shutters of the temple. The warm, soft, golden ray gently nudging the attention of a reluctant Yumi trying to seize just a few more moments of rest. Ignoring the kiss of the sun on her cheek, she threw her arm over her eyes in an attempt to ignore the reality of daybreak. The monks would be up laboring on the grounds or begging for their meals, and Miki, her bodyguard and roommate, would be up with Hisano or one of the monks arranging for a meal. Monks lived simply, too simply for her tastes. But this was the day that she would be leaving for Kumi, and a meeting with a father that she had not seen in 5 years. This was a day that she had put off as long as possible. Lady Yumi, she is doing it again. The tall, brown-haired Hisano's voice was the last thing that Yumi wanted to hear. She's been throwing up since before sunrise. Come quick. So much for a late morning. It took the woman a few minutes to get a simple kimono on and head for the narrow stairs leading to the partition behind the golden Buddha. As she hit the bottom of the steps, she met the disapproving glance of several monks in the process of meditation. It was with thanks that Yumi was glad that these particular monks had made silence part of their way of life. Monastics did not share the same adoration for a newly minted princess that a samurai household did. They had closed the door to not be disturbed as they meditated in irritating silence. Putting her shoulder to the wooden door, she pushed hard only to realize that it was locked. With the help of the middle-aged Amma overseeing the meditation, Yumi slipped through the crack of the well-balanced door that swung open easily. Without thanking the woman, who had fled to the temple to escape a marriage that was proving painful, the princess rushed into the courtyard facing the lake that surrounded this miniature island. The bright sunlight overwhelmed Yumi's eyes for a second, and as she stopped to look for her friend, one of the monks tending the gardens pointed to the arched bridge behind temple leading to the main gate. Walking through the latticed wing of the main temple complex, she could see the pathetic figure of her bald friend on her knees, giving a sacrifice from the very pit of her stomach. Shuffling behind the girl who was engaged in another major attempt to dump the morning's meal into the garden that the monks had been very proud of, Yumi knelt to hold her precious friend. With an empty stomach, Miki rolled over and sat down beside her friend, the Princess Sans Whore who had given her so much. Miki was one very pathetic sight, bald because of a ruse to sneak into a castle as a Sohei. With vomit gracing her clothing and tears in her red eyes, she was not the pretty little bumblebee that her brother Katsu had loved not so long ago. Something is wrong with me. It's been getting worse for a week. I want to see Katsu again before I die. I want to thank him for what he has given me. I am very sorry that I won't be able to go with you today. I don't want you to become sick too. The brave little Amma really seemed to have no idea what was wrong. Yumi smiled at her dejected friend, confused by Yumi's apparent lack of concern. I do not think that what you have is something that I can catch from you. Katsu will want to introduce his little bumblebee to his father, especially now. I have requested a palanquin for you until you start feeling better. They tell me it should only be another week, although every woman is different. I'm going to die. Women seldom die of pregnancy. You are with child, my sweet dear friend. Not just a child, but the child of the heir of the Yorisada clan. If you have a son, he will be daimyo someday. It was news that caught the little Amma by surprise. I can't be pregnant. How did that happen? Poor Miki was having a rough day and was having some difficulty with the news. Laughing, Yumi remembered the tale Hisano had shared of that night at river's edge between Katsu and Miki, his sweet little bumblebee. According to Taka, he could not get a katana blade between the two of them. This was one of those things you didn't explain to an ama in public, she supposed. Let us go inside. This is an explanation that may take some time, perhaps where we can be more alone. Chapter 1. An Unexpected Surprise, Scene 2. Lord Akaki, these people are tied up. How can they defend themselves? About 10 or so men sitting so seriously seemed to find the question amusing. The 3 women who had attended the older Lady Osho suppressed a snicker. Lady Osho, the woman that Yumi had called the stone dragon, was on her knees, quaking in fear and whimpering with tears in her eyes. Her son, kneeling stoically awaiting his fate, eyes closed. Put a sword into Yoshida's hand and I will fight him. I don't kill helpless old women. Akaki stood to glare down at him from the raised platform. Master Taka, as samurai we must be prepared to do our duty. These people conspired against the Hori clan by conspiring against its lord. For this act of disloyalty against the clan they must die. Do you disagree, Taka-san? Your cousin, Lady Yumi, was prepared to see both of these traitors dead. Lord Yoshida tortured your sister Miki. He kidnapped your wife to be in order to capture you, as I understand the tale. Why are you reluctant now to take vengeance, Master Taka? Lord Akaki is a gentle man. Akaki the monk taught me the value of compassion and justice. Why is he putting me in this position now? He must know that I can't spill the blood of a helpless man, and have never killed a woman, much less one who is bound. Stepping forward, Taka considered his words carefully. Between defying a good man who he had helped into power, and killing 2 enemies, helpless and bound, but enemies nonetheless, the choice was clear. Lord Akaki, a monk once told me that life was precious, that it should never be given willingly or taken lightly. These were the words that I have given my life to. You spoke these words to me when I visited your temple with my father when I was 12. That is when I chose to protect the helpless. I have always obeyed your words to me. I do that now. I won't kill them, but I will protect them. It was an act of defiance, clearly upsetting the retainers and members of the execution party, Lord Akaki remaining calm, like the monk that he had been. Hands reached for the katana carried by each samurai, only awaiting a nod from their new lord to punish the insolent young man. Standing, the bald Lord Akaki stepped forward, toward the mother and son on their knees. Taka-san, I am now the Daimyo of Hamatsu. I am no longer the monk. Really? You will always be the monk. You will always carry the wisdom that you taught my sister Miki. A man's principles are all that he has, and I don't think that you can give yours up so easily. If a man's word is no good, the man is no good. This is also what I learned from you. I have to protect these people. I don't have to like them, but I can't let them be murdered helplessly. There are 10 men in this room with swords you would have to fight if you refuse. Yes, but they're armed and capable of defending themselves. I've fought more. I'm not going to win this time. Taka's muscles tensed, ready for this unwanted fight. Doing what was right was all he had. It was what he had always done. This time, even if it's the last time, would be no exception. Very well. It was your decision that has decided your own fate. My advisors told me that you, Lord Katsu, and Lady Yumi should also die for your crime, which was the same as Sir Yoshida and Lady Osho. Your choice of mercy for them has earned you mercy as well. There is one matter to attend to, however. Neither of these people can remain in Hamatsu. Do you have a solution? With that, the retainers relaxed a bit, relieved that they did not have to challenge the boy's legendary skill. His casual willingness to face them all astonished them. Yes, Lord Akaki-san, I do. Let Yoshida earn his mother's life by helping me get Oi back. She was taken by the Iga on her way here. Oi was on her way here by Yoshida's order when they were ambushed. The old woman should be sent to Kumi with my cousin Yumi. After that, you can make Lord Yoshida, this guy, leave Hamatsu with me. I need to find Oi and get the other 2 women stolen from my village back. I promised my village that I would try. You are a rare man, my young friend Taka. So be it. The fate of the Yoshida is in your hands. It will be done as you say. Good luck on your quest, my young friend. The court bowed as Lord Akaki stood to leave the room, Taka catching on when reminded by the bound Lord Yoshida whose life the boy had just spared. Court protocol wasn't something the young samurai had been able to grasp yet. Cutting the ropes on the two intended executionees, the shaking Lady Osho groveled her thanks, crawling to Taka's feet. Not knowing precisely what to do, Taka pulled back to escape her tearful thanks. Lord Yoshida was less grateful. You should have beheaded us both. I certainly would not have spared you. I need to find Oi. You know what she looks like. I don't know, Hamatsu, and I'll need help. But if you would rather die, there's still time. I will get you a sword. Soon enough. I thank you for sparing my mother. I do not know how your Princess Yumi will accept the news that my mother will be going to Kumi Castle with her. They did not get along well. Yumi is a very forgiving and really nice once you get to know her. I think that she'll be kind to your mother. She's been exiled herself and will understand, I think. Yumi probably wants the company from her own world. I think that she'll be happy for Lady Osho. Chapter 1, Scene 3. He did what? Are you telling me that Taka did not execute Lady Osho? Yumi could not believe her ears. I walked into certain death to see that woman dead and Taka saves her? This cannot be right. Taka cannot be so stupid. Even Katsu could not be so stupid. Stupid, stupid man. In all the time Miki had no Princess Yumi, never once had she actually been afraid of her, until now. As they stood on the temple bridge in the beautiful temple garden, Miki could see the garden's flowers in her mind's eye crawling away from the fury of her friend. The next bit of news was sure to provoke an attack that no daimyo could muster. Taka talked Lord Akaki into sending Lady Osho to Kumi with you, to serve you in her exile. Monks from around the compound looked over disapprovingly, and a few started moving toward the pair of women at Lady Yumi's blood-curdling scream. Over the years in the inn as a pleasure girl, Yumi had apparently learned language not normally used in a Buddhist temple, or anywhere outside of a gambling den or pleasure district for that matter. Storming off the bridge toward Temple Gate, no one wanted to get in the way of a surly Princess Yumi. For a second, Miki hesitated before following her friend, finally intercepting the angry woman as she tried to rip the gate from its hinges, not having the presence of mind to just unlatch it. Yumi turned her anger toward her friend Miki, the bearer of this awful news. The tiny mother-to-be dropped to her knees, offering her sword to the raging woman, now glaring at her friend, cringing on the ground before her. Realizing just what Miki was offering her, silenced the angry Yumi. What have I done? It is not my intention to hurt you, my dearest and only friend. What have I done? Katsu's little bumblebee had taken her anger personally and was offering her life again, this time to apologize for the perceived offense of having told her the truth. The sour faces of about a dozen bald men in saffron robes embarrassed her as Princess Yumi looked for the words that would make it all right again. Finding none, it was clear that it was now time to leave. Miki, I apologize. I had no right to be angry with you. I was never angry with you. It seems that I have worn out our welcome here. Please tell Lord Akaki that we will be leaving as soon as can be arranged. If you see your brother Taka, let him know that I will honor his decision. It seems that I am still the Baishun. You deserved better, my friend. Yumi watched her nearly bald friend lower the offered katana, the tearful girl biting her lip to say nothing. Yumi turned and rushed through the crowd of monks that parted, thankful for her departure. Miki waited for her princess to make her way out of sight before standing, surrounded by monks offering their sympathies for her ordeal. Miki was one of them, respectful, diligent, and as bald as the monks who had shaved her head a week ago. The monks now asked her to return to them, child or not. Princess Yumi is my friend. She didn't mean to hurt me. She saved my life. I shouldn't have, well, I don't know what I shouldn't have done, but I need to apologize. Following in her friend's path across the bridge and up the stairs in the large temple that her Princess Yumi had turned into her own personal palace, to the great disgust of a number of the monks and nuns who fought hard to not hate the demanding and opinionated samurai woman. Sliding the door open, Miki slipped into the room as her princess sobbed into her hands as she sat swaying back and forth. It seemed like ages before the unhappy woman snorted and blew her nose, finally acknowledging Miki sitting across from her. Smiling weakly at the concerned Kunoichi, she wiped her eyes, trying to get her thoughts together. I apologize. I can kill Lady Osho for you if you wish. I'm sorry. It would be like killing her own mother. It was an offer that choked her to make. No. You are a holy woman. An act of murder would destroy you. Taka gave his word. We must accept your brother's decision. I was never angry at you, my friend. I am the one who must apologize to you. When I went into the castle, it was my hope to die and take the stone dragon with me. I wanted to die. But why? You're a princess now. You have so much to look forward to. Soon you'll be home living in a big castle with your powerful father. You are important. Why would you want to die? My dear Miki, I am a fallen woman. You have a husband who loves you, a brother who would do anything for you. I was willing to die because I cannot face my father. All of the beauty that I have ever seen in my life was in your world, not mine. The only freedom that I have ever had was because of Taka. The happiest moments of my life have been because of you and Taka. You are possibly the mother of the heir to the clan. I will never be as important as you have become. You have a great destiny. You are no longer a peasant girl from a mountain village. You are the wife of the heir to the Yorisada clan, and that makes you far more important than me. When I get home, I will be an outcast, and you will be a woman of great value. It is not you who should serve me. It is I who must serve you. You have a destiny, my friend Miki. Miki considered those last words. Yumi-san, when I was a small child, I once happened upon a mother wolf. My mother thought that the wolf was going to eat me, but I wasn't afraid. I gave the mother wolf the food that I had been hoarding, and she went away. My village called me evil and sent me away, but an old Miko woman named Io-san told me that I would have a great destiny and I would save my people. Many years later, when news of Taka-san's death was brought to us by Monka Kaki, I was told that I should be honored to be asked to die to save the life of my Princess Yumi. I believed that this was my destiny. Yumi had never considered that the girl before her could have problems as great as her own. As the shame of her selfishness was made manifest again, the princess realized that there was one great difference between the two of them. She had always served her own ends, while the selfless Miki had always served others. Perhaps there was something that she could learn from her Kunoichi friend. When Taka-san found us in our camp, I thought that I had lost my destiny. Then you made me your friend and I became part of your mission. Being executed would have fulfilled my destiny, but you saved me again. When you sent me away from Lord Yoshida's mansion, I thought that I had lost my destiny again. Miki looked at her belly, holding it as though the baby were already in her hands. I never thought that my destiny might be to live and not to die. To make a life and not to take it would be the greatest gift of all. I want to live. Miki's pleading eyes met her friend Yumi's. I don't know how to be Katsu's wife. I don't know how to survive in a castle. My life has not prepared me for this. You showed me how complicated it can be. Please help me. Please, Yumi-san. So there it was. A purpose worthy of a princess. A way to repay the karma she had stolen with her selfish life. Let us prepare for the journey. You have much to learn. Perhaps Lady Osho might have a purpose in our plan after all. No one knows more about the dark heart of a woman than Osho, and it is in the world of women where you must live. Yumi wondered if this was Taka's intent all along. Did the boy Taka foresee my need as he did when he gave me Miki as a bodyguard? At least Lord Yoshida is dead. I know that Taka would not save him after what he did to you. Miki stared blankly at her, princess now terrified to share that tidbit of news. Maybe it's best to not correct her yet, she pondered. This, perhaps, is news that can wait.